All right, guys, welcome back to the Spinzone podcast with me, Cake Eater. We also got Chad, Martine, and Vile. How you guys doing today?
Good.
Pretty
Very
good.
Solid living.
Oh, that's a less energetic answer that we normally get from Vile. But anyway,
Waiting for my Popeyes.
Dang.
normally he's like, Gucci gang, or
Well,
and
it's
Vile.
less energetic because I gotta do a bunch of stuff when we're done. I gotta get the banner for the team event ready. I have to post Ginger Beer Man's event for him on April 6th. So I got a few different things I gotta do.
No,
So
that's fair.
I'm thinking about that.
That's fair. So everyone is Gucci gang, fantastic. But guys, we actually are just gonna be talking Beyblades, like things that happened this weekend, just Beyblades in general, just so many things. It's gonna be a random episode, but it's still gonna be an episode, great episode, nevertheless.
Okay,
And
are we gonna talk about how Stun Medusa is your favorite Beyblade?
honestly, I don't even have a Stun Medusa yet. I need a Stun
Yep.
Medusa.
It's very green and yellow.
I mean, it's really pretty looking, but hey Chad, where would I be able to buy a Stun Medusa?
If you want to stun Medusa,
Oh
you
no!
could always go to
Ah.
beybladepodcast.com.
There we go.
Everyone listening, be sure to Base Brick today and use code SPINZONE to save 7% off your order. That's SPINZONE at Bays and Bricks for 7% off your order. This coupon is usable twice per account.
Hey,
Sounds
Chad, I got a really important question. Can we use code SPINZONE to get you 7% off a better internet plan?
Wow.
wow.
Yeah, bro.
He says wow as he's lagging. I love it.
Anyway, ladies and
You can
gentlemen,
thank my brother. He throttles our internet every time he shows up.
Yeah, it's really bad. Really bad.
yeah, like before starting this whole thing, it was fine, and within just going live, his internet went to complete shit. But also, ladies and gentlemen, go to beysandbricks.com, pick up yourself a Stun Medusa, pick up any of those pre-orders that we talked about last episode, or do whatever, but make sure you use the code SPINZONE at checkout for 7% off your final order. All that support does show all the love and support back to the podcast, so appreciate each and every single one of you guys that have been and have already used the code SPINZONE at checkout at beysandbricks.com. But gentlemen,
Hey, Cake, real quick, you see my new Beyblade I got? It's
Ooh,
JJ McCarthy.
what is it damaged already?
No, well, I mean, no, I haven't played it at all.
Oh,
Kind of
okay.
like he doesn't really play at all. But he's a Viking that can't hack it. You see what I did there? So yeah, this is now JJ McCarthy. It's no longer Hack Viking. It's JJ McCarthy.
I'm dead. Please get a hold of Wayward or somebody and make a JJ McCarthy sticker for that thing.
Oh my god, I would. I would. That would
my
be so
god,
much
that's
fun.
if you don't, I'm going to, because that's incredible. Oh,
I love it.
oh my
So
god.
real quick,
Wow.
Kate, before we get to shooting this shit, which is kind of, we're going to be doing a lot of this episode, there were a couple of new releases that kind of popped up after we got off the air last week. Is that correct?
Yeah, man, it was wild. We had a big episode last week showing all the leaks and everything from the weekend's toy fair. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, let's pull this stuff up real quick. So right here we have let's try to make it a little bit bigger. There we go. We got Grogu and Snow Trooper. Like sometimes just Stormtrooper comes out, but no, this is a Snow Trooper. A
So
2-pack.
it's not this guy. It's not this
Like
guy.
how it's kind of random.
It's really random, but and having Grogu come out already, like that.
What I wonder is if the new season of The Mandalorian isn't going to have a snow planet or something, and that's why there's a snow trooper in there with Grogu, right? That might make
Maybe.
sense.
They should have just picked Moff Gideon.
Yeah,
I
so
like Moff
Weird.
Gideon.
so this thing is coming on first. These are pretty decent parts and everything to these bit or to these bays.
Whoa, the black elevate to go with the black Cobalt Dragoon.
Ooh.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
so
Yeah, the Grogu's Elevate's going to be like the MVP of this set. I mean, I think that's
absolutely.
like
This is for sure. Yeah, so Grogu
But-
is coming on 385 elevate, and then the Snow Trooper is coming on 760 orb. Like 760 is pretty decent. I personally like 760.
yeah, and I like having more color options for 760. So I'm excited about that.
Yeah, like overall, I think this set is going to be pretty good.
This is probably, in my opinion, in my personal opinion, this is the best collab set we've had as far as the bits and ratchets that come with it.
I agree. Like this,
This
Like-
is gonna get scalped for sure.
oh man, yeah,
Yeah, I'm sure it will when they get it in Cali 2 months before we get it, like happened last time. This thing will be up on eBay for $70.
$70 for sure.
But-
Definitely.
yeah. If you guys look at the actual bays themselves, we got a snapshot of them up on screen. It basically just looks like Horn Rhino, which I believe Grogu is a mold of that. Not 100% on what the Snow Trooper is, but Grogu really looks like a horned rhino, which is very unfortunate. But just as long as it doesn't really have the weight as a horned rhino, but more than likely it does, which is very unfortunate. But yeah, the different colors for the bits and ratchets and everything, and having another elevate is it depends on how tight the elevate is, because the new shark that came out up on elevate, I was actually able to pick one up this past week. I bought one from Vile, and it came with the shark with elevate, which is really nice, very pretty looking. But we'll see
Oh,
on
you
how.
pulled the shark. I forgot about that.
Yes, sir. Yeah, so we will see on how tight this elevate is. If it's going to be loose, kind of like the tide whale, or is it going to be a little bit tighter like the shark is, or who knows? Maybe it's going to be a little bit tighter, or maybe this is going to be the least tightened. I don't know. We don't have any confirmation on that just yet.
The sharks elevate, bro. So Blader Guy 2 pulled one in his prize that he picked.
Uh-huh.
And we were hanging out at Applebee's after, me and him and Jess and Egg, and we were, putting it in and out of the Beyblade. I mean, it's a lot tighter than the old Elevate. It's like it really is different.
Yeah, absolutely. So just another collab that we have, and I think it's been long awaited for a Grogu personally, but a Snow Trooper is a different pull. But I don't know, it should be a pretty good set. What do you guys think?
The only positive thing I can say about Snow Trooper is because of the colors of an actual Snow Trooper, we're gonna get a cool white 760. But
Yeah.
And Hasbro ratchets do have a history of being a little tighter than TT ratchets, so I like that we're getting a tighter 760, and I also like that we're getting it in a kind of nice neutral color that can go with a lot of different bays.
Yeah, so I will probably put the 760 on my Mummy Curse, which is I have been running it lately, and it's been doing really well. So having a sand color with a green Mummy Curse is really gonna make everything pop for sure. But
I like that. I like that.
oh yeah, man.
Real quick.
Now, real quick, Cake.
I did. I was gonna say I was able to discern what the Snow Trooper is a reprint of. It's an Obsidian reprint.
Obsidian shell, huh? Okay.
Really?
Obsidian shell. Yeah.
That's gross.
No wonder it kind of looks like that.
Hey, how about we get an echo of Impact Drake? How about that?
Ew.
Let's get an echo of Impact Drake.
And it might actually be good.
And it just as well.
Maybe they'll use a different type of rubber on it.
Dude, imagine if we got a echo of Wizard Rod or Aero Pegasus.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't think they
They'll-
would do
they'll-
anything meta though.
They'll never echo Wizard Rod because they don't want you running two Wizard Rods in your deck. one is already. If you look at the results from this past weekend at Kraken, it's just everyone's running Wizard Rod. There was like a while where I felt like people were kind of trying to do different things, but it's just back to everyone runs Wizard Rod again. Like it
Yeah.
really is.
I mean, it's a staple in almost any deck, either 160 hexa, 160 ball, 360 hexa, 360 ball, or 960.
I think Egg's been running it with Wedge lately.
Yeah, I saw a couple people actually using Wizard Rod on Wedge, and I guess it has a lot more stamina than Hexa is. So
Yes.
I honestly I might try to trade out my 160 ball Wizard and put the 160 on Hexa or on Wedge instead and see how that goes. But we actually got one more release from the same past weekend. Not too sure. The only good thing out of this is Scorpion. So it comes on Viper Tail, 385 low orb. So another simple ratchet. And then Scorpion Spear on 070 Zap. Oh yeah, I forgot Zap is pretty good too. So the Scorpion and the Zap are pretty good, but everything else is not too good.
Hot steaming doo doo.
I mean 385, but low orb. It depends. Like this could be so much worse than what it is, but I don't think we need another Viper Tail. Just like we don't need another Ghost Circle, but nevertheless. But
Yeah, I mean, I don't think
Scorpio Spear is not bad though.
no, I love Scorpion. It is one of my underrated favorite bays.
actually
To date.
I know your one of your partners from a previous event, Cake. He'll be jumping for joy because he's wanted a Scorpion, and he also Viper Tail's like his favorite Beyblade, so he's 100% gonna buy that. I bet.
I mean, as long as he doesn't run away in mid match just to go buy the damn thing, I think we'll be all right.
Oh my.
Oh my god,
So
that gets brought up every time. Like
That's great.
I mean,
I was at his house last night, and him and his brother were buying some of the new releases from me, and it just always comes up. Just always.
that's
Like,
fantastic. I love it.
Just gotta keep poking the bear.
Yeah, keep on keeping on. Anyway, yeah, so these are the new releases and everything. Thoughts on both these releases that we did miss yesterday, or not yesterday, last week, guys.
Mid.
Yeah, I mean the Grogu thing is neat. I stand by. I do think it's the best collab pack we've gotten, at least as far as the bits and ratchets that are included. Um, I'm excited for the new colors for the 760 and especially for the Elevate. The blades are still very bad, so kind of mixed thoughts there. The Scorpion is great. We're getting Scorpion. It's kind of about time, I feel like. With that being said, it makes sense. Scorpion is definitely one of the better bays that's going to come out in this wave that wasn't out here previously, so it kind of makes sense. They're putting it in a 2-pack to try to monetize as much
Sell
as
it.
possible. Yeah, they want to make as much as they can off of it. Tail Viper, not the most exciting thing to get on, but like low orb isn't terrible, I guess.
No.
So
And again, like the bits and ratchets could be so much worse. But 070 is pretty bad. But
zero, yeah.
But
Yes, it is.
having Scorpion Spear and a Zap is so good. So we'll see. We'll see at the end of the day.
Scorpion's going to carry that pack. That pack is going to sell, and it's going to be because of Scorpion.
Oh yeah,
A lot
down.
of Scorpion was in that weird space where I think it's a pretty strong bay. It's not like meta defining, but it's pretty solid. But a lot of people here in the West didn't buy it because it came in a starter. So it was a little more expensive. And in comparison to some of the things that were releasing at similar times, it maybe wasn't quite as exciting. But I do think that most players do want one, and this gives them an easy way to just log on to Amazon or walk into their local Walmart and buy one.
Yeah. So again, like you guys said, these last two that we missed because we did not see any sort of release of this until after the episode was already broadcast. Yeah, again, all these could be a lot worse, but for what they are, I think they're pretty mid, pretty decent, pretty mid decent. Especially
Yeah,
on
I agree.
yeah,
These-
pretty
So,
mid decent.
well, while we're talking about new releases, I do think we'd be derelict in our duties if we didn't bring up the fact that players in Japan, at least those who are subscribed to the premium um, Takara Tomy monthly subscription, have started getting their Red Arrow Pegasuses in. Now,
Yeah.
for anyone who's wondering, this is not a general release. It's not everyone who happens to have the app can start getting them. It's only people who pay for the premium Takara Tomy subscription. But those have started coming out. And right now, I know there were some outliers the first few hours that it started popping up on Mercari and stuff because, no one really knew what the market was going to be. Right now, from what I'm seeing, it's looking about 120 to 130 to get one to your door here in the US. Now that may change later.
Oh yeah,
Um,
100% will.
but right now that's what it is. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And the big important thing, and this is what everyone was concerned about, was we all know that when they put out the clear Cobalt Drake, they nerfed the weight by a whole gram.
Oh, I
That
forgot
is
about
not
that.
the case on this release, and in fact, early reports are showing that this bay is on average 0.2 to 0.5 grams heavier than the original release.
Oh my god.
Ooh,
Okay.
Yeah,
that's
all
pretty good.
because all the real serious vendors in Japan, the ones who sell more premium stuff, they're taking them out of the package and weighing them.
Oh.
That's a big thing in Japan on Japan auction sites and secondhand sites and even in stores in Japan.
Mm-hmm.
For the most serious players, they buy based on weight, and the price goes up the more the part weighs. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I'm just kind of browsing, and it looks like here the average regular Aero Pegasus is something around 38 to 38.2, I believe. These new ones are ranging anywhere from 38.4 to what seems to be the most common is around 38.7.
And that's great that they're actually giving us heavier, but it's going to be more pricier than 130 for sure. But these are
So
just
so like I said, the day one, a few people were able to snag them a little cheaper because people didn't understand what the market was going to look like. Right now, again, I think to get one to your door, I'm not saying when you click on Mercari, the first thing you see, I mean, once you've paid your shipping, once you've paid your tariff, once you've paid your buyer protection fee, probably around 130. Now that might go down eventually. However, what I did notice is prices went up about $15 to $20 over the course of the weekend. So I think 130 is what they're going to be right now, probably for the next month or so, would be my guess.
yeah. And again, they're probably going to be higher. That's just in my opinion. Um, yeah, I don't know. At the end of the day,
It really what really depends. What's really going to make or break the price cake is I have no idea what percentage of serious bladers in Japan subscribe to premium TT service, right?
probably a lot of them.
Because when the general release happens, some more will come onto the market. But I do believe, pretty firmly now that I've been thinking about it and watching how the prices have changed over the weekend, that a lot of the big vendors in Japan who open a bunch of bay codes and are redeeming 10, 20, 30, 50, 100 of these things, they all are subscribed to premium TT. So I don't think that there's necessarily going to be the giant massive influx upon general release as some people might think there's going to be. So we're going to have to wait and see. But like I said, right now, if you want one, you're looking at about 130 is a pretty fair price to get one to your door at the moment. So, which is down from the pre-order pricing. I know some people here in our area paid 180 to 200 on pre-order for those. So it's better than that at least.
Yeah, but we'll see at the end of the day, and probably about a month or so, what the prices will stay at. Probably at least for a while. Once they get past the pre-orders and all the hypes, and that's when the prices will pretty much be stagnant. But who knows?
My guess is eventually we'll see 80 to 100, but I don't know how far out that's going to be. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that could be a year
So,
or so down the line.
well,
Uh,
probably shorter than that.
I,
Once you so the thing is, Cake, once, and we saw this with the original Aero Pegasus, once a bay leaves, the rare bay then it starts going back up.
mm-hmm.
Because then there's no more new copies coming into the market, right? So it's interesting, but we'll have to wait and see. Anyhow, I'm pretty excited about it. I do have one coming in. I
Ooh.
might have a few extras available. I don't want to promise anything. I don't count my chickens until they hatch after my package got held up in customs for a whole month one time. But I may have a few extras. We'll see.
Yeah.
I did order an extra of something that you might be interested in,
So
Cake. We'll have to see.
Vile. So you said you're getting a few so that I could buy them, right?
I don't know. Maybe we'll see.
He
We'll
said that
see
he's
who's
not
gonna
going to
buy
count.
them.
Yeah, he just said he's not counting his chickens, man.
Yeah, I don't. I'm not gonna talk. I'm not even gonna talk about it anymore, and to say I'm trying to get a few extras here, but I don't want to say too much more until they're actually physically here.
I mean, it might take a little bit, but who knows?
Yeah, Cake. There should be something coming in that you might like though,
Which
and
is
I
what?
ordered an extra one of probably because I thought you'd be interested.
All right, go ahead.
I'll just give you a hint. It's orange.
Let's go. Oh, much love.
So
Ooh.
we can talk about that when it comes in. But
Oh yeah.
anyhow, there's some cool stuff coming out in Japan too. I know we've kind of been through it, but my understanding is that Whale Wave, the Metal Co we talked about last week, that has a release date of I believe March 14th.
Okay.
And then I also think that White Cobalt Dragoon and Black Dran Sword are coming out in March as well. I believe early March.
Oh man, those are so
So
pretty looking.
yeah, listen, I love both of them from an appearance standpoint. Obviously, from a play standpoint, most people are way more excited about the Cobalt Dragoon.
Mhm.
But that Cobalt Dragoon just looks so sick, bro. It's just beautiful. I mean, it's perfect.
They both do, man. They both look
It-
so pretty. Oh, yeah, they did
something
really
else
well.
that has released in stock. The next time I have an order come in is, and this isn't so much of an advertisement for me as is to let people know these things are available, is the Red Dran Sword Metal Coat. That actually looks really cool too. That one is out right now. For those of you who are interested, you can go find one wherever you may normally find one. So just a lot of cool stuff coming out. And then I know there hasn't been a lot of talk about it, and I know Molitor, excuse me, I won't say their full name. The other store, along with Bays and Bricks and other online vendors, have not been super clear about the release date. To my understanding from my distributor, our release date on the new CX stuff, including the 3 new CX Infinities and the Stadium set, is supposed to be March 28th is the official Japanese release date for those.
Interesting.
So it is the tail end of March. So 99.9% of people are not going to have their product in hand until early April. So just be aware of that.
That makes sense.
Yeah, it does. It makes a lot of sense, but yeah, we also kind of going off of product since we did over a 2-hour episode last week on product. So if you guys want more product talk after this episode, go ahead check out episode 24. And definitely check out all of those as well. Just a quick.
And Cake, do we have anyone watching the comments at all? Are there any comments coming in we should be addressing?
I've been watching them, but nothing.
No like comments, no questions today so far.
Not yet. I guess Cyclepum
Nope.
also pulled a metal coat shark from you this past weekend, which is
Did he?
Yeah, I guess so.
See, I didn't realize how many sharks wound up getting pulled, because at first everyone was pulling the gold metal coat Hell's Chain, and that was, I think, widely considered to be the least exciting one. So it's cool to see that people did start pulling, because you said you pulled a shark.
Mm-hmm.
Psycho said he pulled a shark. I know Blader Guy 2 pulled a shark. This new dude who had messaged me on Discord and was like, "Hey, I probably can't like play in the tournament because I get off work too late, but I want to stop by and buy a few things if you have some stuff available." He came in and had bought, I think he bought like an Emperor Might deck set, of Phoenix, and then like one random booster. And he DMs me when he gets home. He's like, "Oh, it was great meeting you. Also, thanks for the great pull. I got the shark." And I'm just like, "Okay, that's
Hey.
dope." Yeah, shout out to Joseph if you're listening to this. It seems like a really cool dude. I hope he's able to make it out to an event in the future here. So it was just a lot of fun this past weekend, man. It really was.
Yeah, just kind of segueing into our into probably the next topic is this past weekend. We had over 40 people at at a tournament. So the Minnesota scene, guys, is really blowing up, and it is fantastic. And I think it's not just the Minnesota scene in general. I think it's just a lot more like areas that are starting to blow up because of Beyblades, and it's been absolutely amazing to see. There's so much stuff going on. In my opinion, I think like Hasbro could do a lot more, but I think just at least in the Minnesota scene, I can't speak for any of the other scenes. And obviously, Michigan is getting pretty well known, but Minnesota, I just because we're here, I think it's becoming a really well place to come and play Beyblades.
Yeah, I mean, Minnesota is we've had some struggles, you know.
Mm-hmm.
We've had some struggles with attendance throughout the time I've been familiar with the local scene and whatnot, but things are starting to change a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
We are starting to see better attendance. A lot less no shows. That's been great. I think we've been 0 to 1 no shows at pretty much every event for the past couple of months now. So
Which is
obviously,
fantastic because we used to get like 3 to 5 on average.
yeah. Well, people have, at least for this, have been paying attention and are starting to be more respectful.
Mm-hmm.
It's not that people aren't, changing their mind about, hey, I can't go last minute. They're still doing that sometimes, but they're unregistering themselves so that I'm not sitting there being like, where's this person? Where's that person? How long are we going to wait for them? Like, are they answering anyone on Discord? Like, you know, guys, we understand that everyone has a life and sometimes you really wanted to come, but something came up. Maybe you got sick. Maybe there's a family emergency. Maybe your cat needs to go to the emergency vet, whatever. Um, but just take the 3 seconds to click on register. You know what I'm saying? And
Right.
everyone's pretty much been doing that. And I've been really impressed at the change in culture since I kind of started. It's been very positive.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's not just attendance either. It's just a lot of things, like the whole attitude amongst all of us bladers in Minnesota are extremely amazing. And then also kind of one thing that we had mentioned probably in one of our previous episodes is hygiene. Hygiene has been so much better, like especially these last like I'd say couple weeks for sure. But everyone's hygiene has been doing really well since like we've been having a strict hygiene policy at least at our events because at our venue it's not a big room but it's not small either. It's a pretty good size room that can fit probably 50 or 60 people comfortably.
I mean, I think 50 is where it's still like comfortable. I think you could run a 60-person event in there, but I do think you'd have to maybe ask some people to sit in the main part of the store, or have them sit in the small room on the other side. um it'll get a lot easier once it gets warmer out too, because then people will naturally go outside and smoke and chat and whatever,
Hmm.
and that'll make things a little easier too. But I would say trying to squeeze 60 people at one time in that room in the middle of the winter is going to be tough, you know.
Right.
um but overall, man, like, yeah, we did have issues with the potency of certain people's scents for a while. And
Hmm.
again, guys, we're in there. People are wearing sweatshirts because it's Minnesota, it's cold outside. There's a lot of people in there. They're ripping it hard. It's not going to be perfect, right? And I don't expect it to be perfect, and I'm not asking for it to be perfect. But there were some instances. Listen, there is even a day, because I'm not afraid to be a man and own up to my shit. You know what I'm saying? I don't just sit here and talk about, oh, other people could improve. Listen, one day I went there to host a tournament, and I'll be very frank with you. I was running late. I was not feeling 100%.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't shower before I came. And I definitely had a bit of odor to me. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not perfect either. With that being said, it has gotten better,
Yes.
significantly better. And just do the, try your best. I know we're all imperfect. There's always going to be a mistake, but everyone just tries their best, and it seems like people have been trying to shower before they come, put on clean clothes before they come, and put on deodorant before they come.
Yeah.
And the last thing I'll say about it is, anyone out there who still is nervous, or they think, hey, maybe I've smelled a time or two when I've been out there, guys, gals, everyone in between, there's nothing wrong with bringing a stick of deodorant
Mm-mm.
or a can of body spray and heading to the restroom and reapplying during the event if you're getting a little bit hot and sweaty. That's totally fine, and in fact, we encourage you to do that.
Yeah, I know me personally, I always have a stick of deodorant in my car, body spray and everything, just in case I do forget to have it. And I can just quickly apply, quick spray, on with my day. Takes 30 seconds. Then you can get your ass back inside. 3, 2, 1, shoot, and then hopefully win. I don't know.
That could be a new slogan. Quick spray, then back to your day. Like, I love
Or
it.
quick spray, back to the bays.
And that's even better. That's even more applicable. So yeah, really, everything's been going pretty good at the events lately. I know there were a couple of minute issues with some judging stuff this past weekend. Nothing major or groundbreaking, but a few things that I'll address. Not live, but with the judges in question, and I'm sure will
Yeah.
be fixed moving forward.
Yeah, overall, I think the judges
Yeah,
did really
Chad.
well.
What did you
Yeah.
say there, Martine?
I said, yeah, Chad.
Damn.
Can you hear me?
Also,
Well, I
Chad,
had
yeah, we
no
can
complaints.
hear you, Martine. Chad is incredibly frozen though.
Yeah.
Like he
Wow.
has been in that same exact position on my screen for like the last 10 minutes.
Like, I thought he was sleeping at first, so I just let the sleepy bear lay.
I thought he had
Maybe it's them
disconnected.
then, not me.
But I think one of the kind of not a major thing this past weekend, and again, speaking from Minnesota, I don't know like what any of the other states or any of the other locations have, but kind of going back to children, kind of running around, kind of getting into Blader's way. Like, I was judging a match this past weekend because I was just subbing in for one of the judges, and one of our fellow members, he likes to kind of go low because he's a tall guy. So he has to kind of drop very low with a really deep stance. And then there's kids just running back and forth in between the stadiums. And it was finally said, like, hey, stop. And then that's when the parent was like, hey, come over here, just stop getting in their way and everything. Like,
Yeah,
it's been better. It has been a lot better. But
it's generally been better. However, this past weekend, I do know there are some instances of kids kind of, cruising between the stadiums and stuff. So this is kind of a shout out a little bit to our community, a reminder, let's call it. But this is also applicable to any community potentially, because a lot of these events, most of these events are being run through the WBO and are therefore required to be all ages. So there's going to be some kids at most Beyblade events you go to, right?
mm-hmm.
I want to remind people, but I also want to give a credit where credit's due, right? we had some kids this past week, and I don't need to name names, that's unimportant.
No.
But there was a group of kids, and they were over by the vending machines, and they were kind of slamming up against the wall with their bodies. They were kind of slapping the wall with their hands, things like that. And Sam and I had to tell them, like, guys, you absolutely cannot be doing that. Kraken's gonna kick you out, you know? And you just got to let them know. And we did, and that particular behavior at least seemed to stop. Now if I'd seen it again, then at that point I would have had to have gone and talked to their folks, you know.
Mhm.
Like, hey, y'all gotta stop them from running around the store that way. um on the flip side, there are some parents who, so yeah, some parents need to be a little more attentive, I guess is what I'm saying. So if you're listening to this and you bring your child to Beyblade and you're not paying attention to them, and you're just letting them kind of do whatever, maybe don't do that, because it will get us in trouble with the venue at some point.
Mhm.
And before I get evicted from the venue, I'm going to evict y'all from the venue. So just make sure it doesn't get to that point, you know?
Yeah, because we really don't
Uh,
want that, especially in our community.
no,
Like
no,
we
no,
have a
we don't.
really good community, and
And I don't think anyone's being bad. I don't think
oh no,
parents are purposely encouraging their children to behave poorly. I just think when you get 3, 4, or 5 kids together between, the ages of 6 and 12, sometimes they're going to run around and be excitable children, but
Exactly.
we just need to remember to be respectful of the venue. On the flip side, there are other families that are already doing a great job at
Mhm.
monitoring their kids. I'm sure most people in our local scene are familiar with Mick Thunder and Abracadabra, and they have 2 kids that come to the events with them. Mick Lightning, who's a little bit older, and she usually is playing, but they also have a younger child that accompanies them. And I have never seen the younger kid do anything wrong ever. They're
no,
just chill.
Mhm.
They come stand by their parents and watch the match. They're not running around. They're not slamming into things. They're
Mhm.
not launching bays on the floor. They're just chilling,
Yeah,
And so some families are doing the right thing and are paying attention, and that's great. I love to see that.
yeah, yeah, and yeah, that's basically kind of all we got to just say about it. Just make sure the kids aren't really getting in the way of all the stadiums and people ripping, because it is at least this past weekend, it was a ranked event. So people are locked in. If they couldn't do their 110%, like I know a lot of us do in a ranked event, they're gonna be kind of upset that a kid was kind of bumped into him when it was ripping, and who knows what the outcome of that would have been or anything. Just kind of just be courteous at the end of the day.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And speaking of the event last weekend, and this isn't really like a positive or a negative or even a behavioral thing at all, but we've been talking about the meta and, the new Aero Pegasus and its weight and all these different things kind of involving the meta. Looking at the results this past weekend, anyone who thought Wizard Rod was on its way out has been lying to themselves.
Oh no.
Because I have the combos here listed on our Discord for everyone in top 8. Okay, so a little bit more extensive of data collection than I normally do, and out of all 8 of those players, only one of them is not running Wizard Rod.
Wow. No
Yeah,
shot.
That sounds about right, unfortunately.
yeah. Because you got Grizzly first place, undefeated all day, 160 hexa. Watson second place, 160 hexa. Um, Beaktron third place, 960 wedge. Um, Egg fourth place, 160 hexa, and then we have fifth through eighth. We have Sam with it on 360 hexa, McLightning with it on 160 hexa, McThunder with it on 160 hexa, and then the only player who made it into top 8, and they got eliminated in the first part of top 8. Blader Guy 2 was the only top 8 player not running Wizard Rod.
That's wild.
And to be fair, I think he wasn't running Wizard Rod because he was running Clock Mirage specifically to counter Wizard Rod.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yes he was. Yes he was. It was like probably 480
755 low orb.
low orb. Okay. I thought it was running low needle or something.
Someone else I think I know what you're talking about, but they weren't in top 8.
Oh,
So,
okay, gotcha.
yeah. So I mean, so we have 7 out of 8 players running Wizard Rod. Most of them still on 160 hexa. We did have a 360 hexa and a 960 wedge, but the other 5 out of the 7 were 160 hexas. Yeah, I know a lot of people, I think, were maybe, how would you say, coping, and saying that, oh, Wizard Rod's on its way out. People are playing different. And not really. It doesn't seem
No.
to be that way.
No, at least for now, I think Wizard Rod is here to stay. But with these new releases that are coming out in sometime in the summer, like Bison, I think Bison might have might be a good contender to get out Wizard Rod, or maybe put them both in a deck. But we got people that are anti-wizard because we got that anti-wizard club or whatever it is.
Oh, Wizard Club
Yes, that's what it
or
is.
whatever.
Yep.
Yeah,
That's the
something
one.
like that. I know you're talking about that.
Yeah.
That creator from Chicago that moved out to Cali to play with Jacob Palm. Yeah. So I mean, yeah, Wizard's still extremely strong. And to be fair, I think that Takara Tomy has been hesitant to release too many other stamina options other than a very like high risk, high reward option like Clock Mirage, for instance, because what they definitely don't want is to see Wizard Rod and then things similar to Wizard Rod in the same deck.
And then
They're
Clock
being very
Mirage.
careful. Yeah,
Yeah,
they obviously the extreme line. If the extreme line tells you anything about this game, what it tells you is that Takara Tomy is aware that in previous generations the matches got very boring and stagnant, and
Mhm.
stamina types were far too dominant. And they have done everything in their power to try to keep that from happening. And that's a big reason we're not seeing Wizard Rod come out, because everyone wants some type of stamina bay in their deck that has decent defense as well, and that's what Wizard Rod is. And if they make another one, all you're going to see is now you've got Wizard Rod 1 and then things similar to Wizard Rod, and we don't want that. TT doesn't want that. It's not healthy for the metagame. Because if we go back to the way things were if Metal Fight, listen, I know people are nostalgic about Metal Fight, and Chad's probably going to chop my head off after this, but I just got to say it straight. If Metal Fight was so amazing and great and the best thing ever, they would have never stopped making Metal Fight. We'd still be playing Metal Fight today. What I see when I watch people play Metal Fight, as someone who came into the game in X, or when I watch people play Burst, is not just Metal Fight. I'm not trying to be, bigoted against Metal Fight. The matches are objectively boring for me as an X player. The bays just sit there and they spin against each other.
Mhm.
It's not the most fun thing ever.
Yeah, it's really boring. Like, I try not to play Wizard Rod against Wizard Rod, especially in a free play, because like you said, it's just boring. Because there's so much more excitement that you could do. But in a tournament, it's kind of hard to avoid that. But guys, no, go ahead, Chad.
Oh, Chad's talking.
Yep.
Was I?
Oh, I thought you did.
No, I was about to say something, but I
Oh.
don't think Chad was.
Oh, go ahead, Vile.
Well, the other thing I want to talk about, because I'm looking at the results from this past week, and listen, guys, I understand that our one singular 41 player event is not indicative of the entire meta, but what I was happy to see here is that not everybody is playing Shark Scale. In fact, CF Grizzly did not play Shark Scale.
What was his deck?
And he went undefeated. Huh?
What was his deck?
So he had the Wizard Rod 160 hex, so we already touched on that.
Mhm.
Valkyrie Blast, heavy 960 kick. And I don't know, I've seen too many Valkyrie Blasts on kick. That's a little different, and I like that.
Yeah.
And then Arrow Pegasus 360 low rush.
Interesting.
Yeah, and then like second and third were pretty meta decks. I mentioned that they both had Wizard Rod. Beaktron had a 960 wedge instead of Hexa, but both him and Watson had Wyvern Hover, albeit on different builds, and then Shark Scale on different builds. Um, and same with Egg. So second through fourth all had kind of what I'd call the meta deck.
Mhm.
But then like Sam was running Arrow Pegasus, Meteor Dragoon. McLightning had Tyranno Beat and Tyranno Roar with her Wizard Rod. Blader Guy too didn't run any Wizard Rod. He had the Clock Mirage. He did have Shark, but then he had Golem Rock. And then McThunder had the rod that we talked about already, and an Emperor Blast Wheel 563 ball and Hover Wyvern. So still a fair amount of Shark Scale, but I guess what I'm saying is I'm happy it's not in every single deck.
Yeah. I think in probably I'm gonna just shoot 95+% of people, at least again, only in Minnesota, can't speak for any of the other locations, that people have some kind of Wizard Rod build in their deck. But not
Dude, ropes.
not Tricera, no.
Not Ridge Triceratops?
No. But guys, just speaking of builds from this past weekend, let's talk real quick on someone that went 4-0 for the first 4 matches. Because again, ladies and gentlemen, this was a 6-round thing, and this guy, he went 4-0 with a certain build.
Okay, so we need to clarify and make sure to let everyone know that unfortunately he did lose his last 2 matches and missed Top Cut.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah.
the fact he went 4-0 with, I'll let you say it because you're the one hyping it up.
Yeah, because I had the honor in this case to actually judge one of his matches, and it was actually against our very own Chad. This
Yes.
build was 5 what
560
Whatever.
gear point.
560 point
Sting
gear point.
Unicorn.
Yeah, 565 gear point.
AKA stock combo Sting Unicorn.
And
560 gear point Sting Unicorn. That's crazy. Wasn't he also running Viper Tail too?
Yes, he was
Yes.
on
What was his
tape.
third bay?
Oh, Tricera. I think was it
No.
beat? It wasn't beat. Man, I can't remember. But yeah,
It was probably something else wacky and off meta because that's kind of Digipika's thing, yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
dude, shout out to this guy. Like stock combo of Sting Unicorn, 560 gear point, and he went 4-0 in the first 4 rounds, which is wild.
yeah, I don't know what to think of that. I mean, it's really cool.
Mhm. It's different. So that
And this is where I wish Beyblade was just like a little more balanced because I'd love to see more stuff like that. I'd love to see less, Wizard Rod, Shark Scale, Hover Wyvern, and a little more like, yeah, these bays are a little better, but like you can still run other things and do well. There's not enough of that in Beyblade, unfortunately,
Yeah.
right now.
Obviously the options are still there, which you can make anything work. You can't make that work.
What if it's on low rush?
Good luck.
What is it for? 460?
It's the stock Hasbro
Oh,
one.
okay,
It's from that. I normally I wouldn't have bought this because I already have this from Japan and I have the green hexes and all that, but it had a brand new color low rush, so I had to have it,
That's fair. But yeah, that's one thing I do like about this game, because anything can put you up, at least up in the top runnings. I think if he would have won one of his other matches, he went 5-1. He definitely
Well, I mean,
would.
yeah, there were 4-2 players who made top cut. It's
Mhm.
just you had to have great tiebreakers because there was a pretty good amount of 4-2 players.
Yeah, there was. I know I
Yeah.
was 4-2. Chad, were you 4-2?
I was 2-4.
2-4. Ooh. Dyslexia.
How about Hover Wyvern?
Hover Wyvern's good.
So, it's something interesting I've been noticing a lot is when we play ranked here in Minnesota, and I shouldn't say in all of Minnesota, when I run ranked in Minnesota, I always use the rule for ranked where you have full punishment for self KO. So if you shoot yourself right into the pocket, 2 points. You shoot yourself right into the extreme zone, 3 points. I believe that ranked should be the highest form of play, and that players should pay for their own mistakes, not potentially have their opponent pay for their mistake by letting their, the player who made the error get a relaunch and then win, right?
Yep.
With that being said, guys, when you're playing in ranked, okay, and this is for everybody out there, most great players already know this. If you're gonna run this and you're gonna run it on something like 960 kick being the very important part here, this may not be on kick the best blade for every player in ranked, because that thing does fly around the stadium and extreme itself a lot.
A lot.
Mm-hmm.
So there's something to be said. I think if you're playing in a more casual environment, or even if your local ranked meta is only 1 point for self KOs, maybe that's fine. But if you are playing full points on self KOs, even without contact, if you are not like the master of launching this thing, you probably don't run this on kick.
Right.
Because you cost yourself a lot of points.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Same with Meteor Dragoon. Meteor Dragoon's another one. If you are not proficient with it, you should probably not play it in ranked, because I see a lot of people self KO with Meteor Dragoon.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that was same thing with me and putting Shark on, what is it, Zap? The meteor bit.
Oh, Jolt.
Jolt, thank you.
Jolt.
Yeah, one of my matches, I think both of my matches that I lost, I think were because of Shark on Jolt. I just personally could not get it to work. I didn't play test it enough beforehand.
Bro,
I just kind of
see,
put
that's
it.
wild. I'm totally in the opposite camp of thought on that. I love it on Jolt, and I don't have any problems with it self KOing, and I'm not a huge Shark player, so
No,
you got to practice a little more.
Yeah, I know I do, and I know one of my matches kind of burnt me out with it, so I had to put it back on low rush and won me my last 2 with it, I believe, or my last one. But either
Okay,
way,
one thing I noticed, and I could probably tell you this privately, but it's content, so we'll just say it publicly.
Mhm.
When you are at practice, you do not practice the same way that like me and Wacko and like Papa D do. Like you will shoot, you'll launch a few bays and you kind of take a break and you make some changes and you chat for a little bit. Me and Wacko and Papa D we'll sit there and just rip the same bay 100 times. You know what I'm saying? And there's no breaks, there's no talking, there's no change. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
I'm not saying you should do that all the time. I know you like changing things around and chat and hanging out.
Oh yeah.
But if you did that a little more, just take the same bay and just keep playing it. You know what I'm saying? Like that's how you get used to it,
Yeah, and I just personally I just haven't had I haven't even went to any of the practices at least in a while. And I try to make Jolt work with Shark, and there it is. 160?
Yep. Shark 160. Yep. 160 Jolt.
Yep.
I actually really like this. I feel like it stands up better than it on rush, low rush, and level. Like it beats those sharks, and it hits pretty hard, man. Like I don't know. I really like it.
Yeah, I might need to try 160 Jolt and kind of move around my deck, but overall, I'm really happy with my deck. I almost
is this what you're still doing on your mummy right now?
Oh yeah, I love 760 hex on my mummy.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Mm-hmm. It's
that's
so
where that's where I'm at with it too.
Yeah,
Bro's
it's
a mummy main.
I think I am. I'm really happy to say it, and I love mummy. It's so good, and now I'm kind of amping up a little bit more to get bison. And now what do you got? Another hexa. Oh, scorpion.
360. Yep. This is not one of my favorites right now.
Yeah.
And then I like this on low rush. 170 low rush heavy.
Interesting.
Valkyrie Pegasus.
Hell yeah, it is.
Yeah, so I've been having fun with like the blades I just kind of showed. I've been having fun with those, and then Samurai Caliber. I always have fun with Samurai Caliber.
Oh, Samurai Caliber is just good. Samurai Saber's good. Steel Samurai's
Look how
not
small
good.
it is.
Well, yeah, you got it on.
Look how tiny it is. Like,
is that what she said?
Well, so I didn't want it bursting as much, so I put it on 960 because if I'm playing this in a deck, I'm probably not playing any like dedicated attack types, so the 960 is probably free.
Mm-hmm.
And this thing is so incredibly low that it can like it doesn't do it all the time. I'm not trying to make false promises here, be a snake oil salesman, but this can spin finish a Clock Mirage relatively consistently. So I like it. It's so small. It doesn't hit Clock Mirage's metal. It hits its ratchet, so it destabilizes it.
Oh, very nice. Which
you see this tiny bit? Like, it's so small.
That's what she said.
Wow.
Something else I've been having fun with, and for anyone who's out there, is I know a lot of people hate this Beyblade. I know it's a CX, but I really like this.
Soul Eclipse.
Wheel 960 kick.
Okay.
Ooh, okay. Yeah,
Big Papa don't like this. It upset him. Not like actually upset, but he was I was hitting him pretty hard with it.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot of fun to play. I sometimes wish, guys, and this is just me, but I'm curious if you're listening to this, put in the comments how you feel. I wish Wizard Rod had never been made.
Ooh,
I agree.
That's a good take. But
I think this game would be so much healthier if Wizard Rod didn't exist.
I think I can get on board with that hot take. I can get on board with that take.
I mean,
if you don't have Rod, like you have this, right, which is a ton of stamina, but you can destabilize it and you can burst it.
Mm-hmm.
And if it goes in a pocket, it doesn't hop out like Wizard Rod does.
No, that sucker's that's staying in the pocket. I can't think of.
And then you'd have this, and this is a good bay, but it's much more balanced than Wizard Rod. It's much less oppressive.
Yeah. So there's like good defense and stamina types still out there, but yeah, if Wizard Rod was never made.
Well, let's be honest with ourselves here. We're how many months into Beyblade X's release, and we're still going, okay, this is a good combo, but can it beat Wizard Rod?
Every single time.
Yeah, I think that's an unhealthy place for the meta to be. I do think Wizard Rod is less oppressive than it was back in the day when the only thing that could even sort of do anything to it was Phoenix. But I guess Cobalt too. I guess I forgot about Cobalt. I just never lose to Cobalt when I'm Wizard because I just rip so hard. So like it doesn't. I don't think about it the same way. But yeah, I don't like that we're still asking ourselves that. You know, it's a little depressing.
Yeah, so guys, how do you guys feel about Wizard Rod? Do you wish that it never been made? Do you wish it got made later? Let us know down up in the comments section, and maybe we'll read a couple comments in the next episode.
There you go.
Yeah.
So, Cake, are you gonna play a defense only deck?
No, still got my wizard, got my mummy.
Only. Defense.
I mean, technically, that's what it is.
Yep, defense.
I mean, I got one attack, so I wouldn't say a full defense or anything. But
are you running Scorpion End this right now?
Mm-mm.
Oh, okay.
No, I'm running Mummy with Rod and Shark.
Okay.
Gotta have at least.
Maybe I'll play in Akuna's next event. Maybe I'll run a full defense deck.
There you go.
Yeah, whenever that is.
Yeah, he's looking.
Yeah, and that's the thing about like this game. It's hard to really find a good venue that will allow Beyblade because they don't take up a lot of space, but they're just so loud and places don't like that. And sometimes when they do allow it, they also allow TCGs, which come out about the same time, and people playing cards don't want to hear people yelling or metal clanking together or bays just going right into the pockets and spinning, and we all know the sounds. It That's probably one of the hardest things about this game is just finding a good venue with open space, with a lot of space, and uh, that accepts it. But and just like Psychopomp said, we need a 21 plus Beyblade beer league, which would be wild.
Okay,
Like,
well, first off, I think for our community specifically, it's got to be beer and weed, right? Um, but you're not wrong. Like you're 100% right, Cake. It's the problem is TCGs, like TCG stores have a chokehold. They have a monopoly on events. And what I mean by that is
mhm.
normally when a TCG you get like a Magic tournament, a Pokemon tournament, Lorcana, Yu-Gi-Oh, it can be whatever game, right? Gets held at a game store. So they set the entry fee, whatever they want to do for their venue, and then they get that money. And then yeah, even if they're giving out a pack per win or they're doing, a pity pack, even if you suck or whatever their pricing structure is, they're making money off those packs. They are not paying MSRP for those packs. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? So they
Yeah.
get the entry fee. When they give you their pricing, they're making money off that. Okay. And then when you're there, in addition to buying, food and drink, which you can still do at Kraken, you can go to the vending machine and buy something or whatever. But a lot of these stores have a lot more robust food and beverage options now. So people are there buying snacks, they're buying drinks. Some game stores even have kitchens now. We've seen that.
Mhm.
But then on top of all that, when Chad is there and Chad decides he wants to buy a new Yu-Gi-Oh card, he doesn't buy it from me or Ag or AJ or whoever. He buys it from the store. Okay,
Yeah.
so they're also making a ton of money because everyone who's there to play that TCG, they stock singles, they stock packs, they stock starter decks, booster boxes, accessories, all that stuff for that game. So they have a monopoly on your money while you're in their store. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying?
Yep.
Beyblade doesn't offer that. Not only is it a louder game, it's a more physically active game, and some stores are adverse to that. But then they're only going to get a certain cut of the entry fee, right? They're going to get a per head fee for usage of the space. And then they can't sell any Beyblades to the players because they don't carry any Beyblades.
And if they do, it's not any bays that people are looking for, and if it
Yeah,
is, they charge an arm and a leg, especially for just commons.
yeah, no one's trying to spend $13 on a Shadow Shinobi or buy a Green Bucket Stadium. Okay, that's just the God's honest truth. So even if you did get that kit from Southern Hobby, it doesn't do anything. Um, So yeah, the stores don't like it because the store thinks, and listen, I can't blame them, right? They are a business. I understand. Um, why would they want to run a Beyblade event over running Lorcana when at a Beyblade event they're going to get, I don't know, let's just make a random number, $3 or $4 a head,
Mhm.
right? And that's all they're going to get. When if they run Lorcana, they'll get the full entry fee. They control all of the pricing. They make a profit on the pricing. They get to sell snacks and drinks, and then they get to sell Lorcana booster packs, starter decks, booster boxes, accessories, singles, whatever to all the players.
Right. Yeah, just like
Like
a couple weeks ago, or about a month or so ago, at least here in Minnesota, we actually could not have an event due to a Lorcana event. So that just kind of booted us out, and then we just couldn't have an event that day. So I totally agree with you that, and especially Magic, they have probably one of the biggest communities out there, especially for TCGs. Then it's probably, in my opinion, it's probably Yu-Gi-Oh, then probably Pokemon, and then Lorcana. Everyone might have
yeah,
their own view on that, but definitely Magic has basically first priority in any card shop, which are the people's.
except for Kraken.
Yeah, because Kraken's mostly a
Crack
Pokemon thing.
Yeah, Kraken I'd argue is Pokemon.
Hmm.
Listen, I think most stores you're right, and I do think every store supports Magic to some degree or another. But Yeah, there are a few that do prioritize other games just because they happen to be a hub for those games, and Magic is not as popular at their location. The hard thing though is Cake, because like I would love if stores wanted to take a more hands-on approach with Beyblade. If they wanted to maybe get one of their employees certified as a TO, if they wanted to stock the product, and by the product I don't mean the shipper from Southern Hobby with Dram Buster and Shadow Shinobi. I mean real actual product. Problem is the profit's not there.
Mm-hmm.
The truth of the matter is you have to figure out a distribution source from Asia, and you have to make sure you're at a margin that as a physical store with employees to pay and utilities and a lease, you have to make a margin that makes sense for you. And then you need to have someone to find the distributors or where you're going to get this stuff from Asia, and then understand the market. And I think for most stores, there just aren't enough people who are going to come in and play Beyblade and buy Beyblades from them where that makes sense. Why would I train an employee to learn about ordering Beyblades from Asia? And what happens when that employee makes a mistake and they order way too many copies of something that winds up being a dud?
Yeah, just like at Kraken Hits, we got he used to have product, but now all he's really sitting on are just the bucket stadiums. And
Yeah,
honestly,
and that's that Southern Hobby shipper that I told you about. Like Dreamers had gotten a bunch of those and stuff too. Those were things that Hasbro only releases, and it was just a giant shipper. They came with that stand that all the stuff's in, and then the bucket stadiums on the bottom, and then the bays sat in the top. That was a standard Southern Hobby release that anyone who goes through Southern Hobby could get. Um, the other problem, Cake, is that even though, and this is something that I've noticed, and this isn't to call anybody out, but it's just the fact of the matter. Um, my prices are very comparable to online vendors for new releases. Okay, I get my product, and my players, local players can have product from me sooner than they're going to get it from those online vendors.
mm-hmm.
And yet, so many people in our local community still order from those online vendors instead of going through me. And it would be the same thing. It'd be the same thing if Kraken Hit stocked it. They'd stock the bays, just like, oh, I wish Kraken had bays. I wish they supported Beyblade more. Okay, so they order all this TT stuff, and then half our community is still going to buy it online.
Yeah,
That's just the God's honest truth.
no, it's true. Yeah, it's just like going to any other card shop. Like, hey, I need this new release of Blue Eyes White Dragon, but instead of buying it from the local card shop, I'm gonna buy it off of like Troll and Toad or something like that.
Yeah, that's exactly the same thing.
Mhm.
So if people want Kraken Hits or any other venue, whether it's Dreamers Vault or the Forge, I know people have been talking about the last few days. If y'all want these stores to carry Beyblades, you need to show them that you will buy them from them if they do, because otherwise they're not going to.
True.
If your first default reaction is, oh, there's a new drop, let me rush off to, insert your favorite website for base sourcing here and order it. And instead of being like, oh, I wonder if one of the local vendors has it, I wonder if one of the local stores is going to carry it. If your first response is to run off and buy online, you are the reason that Beyblade's not in more stores, and you are the reason that stores don't want to stock it. Like, full stop.
Yeah, and we're not
Pretty
talking
much.
like stores, not like Target or Walmart or anything.
Yeah, we mean your LGS.
Yeah,
And if your LGS isn't stocking it because they can't count on you to purchase from them rather than online, then they are less likely to run events, and they are more likely to give priority to Lorcana or Pokemon or Magic over Beyblade because they make more money.
hmm
Yep.
yeah. Like, I know we all can probably agree. Like, if there was one specific store out somewhere that sold Beyblades only exclusively, that had all the Hasbro and TTs and other stuff like that, that would
They
be
couldn't survive. They couldn't survive. It's
no,
not popular.
no. It's and that's kind of one thing like I wish Hasbro would do is just try to get the word out more, just advertise more, because I haven't really seen any or heard of anything besides like the stores, like the Bay Kingdom. I've seen
Oh.
advertisement for that, but like,
Oh
uh,
God.
We've talked about this before, Cake. We need to do like back how they used to do promotions for Beyblades back in the late 90s or the early 2000s with the "Get your new Beyblades in store today."
I mean,
some shit.
listen,
Yeah.
I don't really watch like cable TV, but I'm sure if I did, there wouldn't be any ads for Beyblades on there.
No.
You know, when I
There
go
haven't
on
been any.
YouTube, when I go on YouTube and I'm watching, even when I'm watching Beyblade content, when I'm watching Jacob Palm or Anti Wizard Club or Ilinuk, I can't pronounce that one as well. I literally never see ads for like Beyblade from Hasbro. You know what I do see? Ads for Beyblade Kingdom over in Japan. I see that all the time.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like Bay Kingdom, I think that's mostly the only one that I see ads for. I don't see model
Oh,
toy.
we can't say the name, but yes, I see that one once in a while.
Okay, I can't think of the last time I seen a MOT ad, or
A
a
B or a BW ad, yeah, I understand.
yeah
Or what would it be? SCI. I haven't seen that ever, I don't think.
yeah. There's just
Um,
so many online stores that you can buy bays from, and I think Bay Kingdom is the only one that I have seen ads for. So if and just like you said, and it's the algorithm. The Facebook algorithm is um, not just Facebook, YouTube. YouTube algorithm is kind of garbage. Um, but yeah, it just needs more advertisement, and I think Hasbro could capitalize on all this advertisement. Like we got so much good shit coming out, like that we talked about in the previous episode. There's so much good stuff coming out, and they need to capitalize. And a lot of people still don't realize that Beyblade is still a thing.
yeah, you're not wrong. At the end of the day, Hasbro has the reach. Okay, they have the reach and they have the knowledge. People don't remember this all the time. Hasbro owns Wizards of the Coast. Wizards of the Coast runs Magic the Gathering. Magic the Gathering has the largest organized play program out of any game in the country. Okay, any game. I'm not talking TCGs on any game. Okay, their tournament software A plus. It definitely not like challenge. Let me put it that way. Their pricing that Wizards provides free to WPN stores A plus. Their pre-release events A plus. Like, despite my personal feelings about the direction Magic has gone in the last 5 to 10 years and how I feel like the card rarity now mirrors Yu-Gi-Oh and things like that, they absolutely understand how to run organized play, and I give them an A plus 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 on that. And Hasbro could take that software, could take that knowledge, and could do something similar with Beyblade. There is zero reason that our local stores could not be running Friday night Beyblade. Okay.
Well, they probably not on Friday at least, because again, kind of going back to TCGs. Normally Fridays are Magic the Gathering kind of days because it's Friday Night Magic. A lot of people know about Friday Night Magic, but
Well, sure, but not. So there is crossover, Cake, but like, I don't. There's not a ton of Beyblade players who love Magic. I don't think it's not the same. Maybe they like some card game, but it's not all Magic. It's not a crazy. My point is, these stores. It wouldn't have to be Friday night Cake. It could be
no,
Wednesday
just
night Beyblade. It could
I
be
get you.
Sunday afternoon Beyblade, whatever the hell they wanted to call it. My point is, Wizards, or not Wizards, Hasbro could take their experience from their subsidiary Wizards that has with Magic, and they could take that and they could apply it to Beyblade. And we could have weekly Beyblade days at maybe not all of, but a lot of our LGSs. We could have official prize support from Hasbro. There could be cool gold colored low rushes and, you know, metal coat prize bays and all sorts of things like they do in Japan. But Hasbro chooses not to do these things. And
Which is wild.
honestly, it is wild because this game, anyone who thinks that Magic the Gathering is more fun than this, and I'll just say it because like people can come at me, they're drunk. Okay, they're absolutely drunk. This game is more active.
Mhm.
It's more social. Unlike Magic, that you can sit and play at home at your computer, which is not the point of a trading card game. You have to go out in person and interact with people and be social and make new friends if you want to play Beyblade.
Yes.
Like it's
Wow,
just
calling out
it
all
is
the Baytubers who sit at home and rip Beyblades 24/7 for content.
No, that's
listen,
different.
I mean I can rip it a little bit, Chad. Listen, we're gonna keep it 100 today. You guys want me off the cuff, whatever, and I'm gonna be off the cuff. I have a lot of respect for Baytubers, okay? It's a tough market out there right now. X is not the YouTube unicorn that Burst was. It just isn't. With that being said, it does not help that these Baytubers are sitting at home and ripping against themselves.
Mhm.
That's something where like MBBC has it kind of right. They're doing things that are not the same thing that every other Baytuber is doing with the more mathematical, scientific approach to Beyblade, but also because there are multiple people involved in the channel, they can actually rip against other people. They can play real matches. Like a lot of the testing that we see on YouTube is a guy with a string launcher, and he doesn't even have the cool thing like Egg makes, where he launches them both at the same time.
Mhm.
It's boop and then boop and not competitive launches, not being launched at the same time. Like that does not tell me how my bay is going to perform in a tournament. Full stop.
Mhm.
It is not. It is not truthful content. It is not honest content for people who want to understand a bay's performance in tournament play. It isn't. That's the truth.
No. Like
It's entertainment, and that's fine. It can be entertainment. There's nothing wrong with that, but you can't grade a bay off its entertainment value on someone's channel. Like you can't.
yeah, and then we got like the MBBs or the the two the two Baytubers that are like brothers or something. Uh oh, why am I blanking on what they're
OMG,
Oh, BBBC.
OMGBBG.
Oh, OBGBG. Yeah. Yeah. Those are two good people that are like just ripping up against each other. So versus someone that's just ripping two bays by themselves. So
And not only by themselves, but they're launching them at different times. The launches are not competitive launch techniques.
no,
They're just drop launching two bays at different times into the center of the stadium.
right.
Like
Yeah.
that is not how that is. I don't even want to say it's not how competitive Beyblade works. That's not even how a
Beyblade.
casual unranked tournament works.
Mhm.
Like
Yeah.
it's just not.
No. And just like Psychopalm said, TCGs are not more fun than Beyblades, which is very true. Like, when was the last time you actually got excited by dropping a cardboard? Be like, hey, drop this, drop this, drop this, I win.
bro the reactions, like when you know, when the boys were on that winning streak during that team event, or when DigiPeak is doing well with a stock sting unicorn,
We're
or
going crazy.
when two shark scales collide and one goes flying into the other room at Kraken, like, and everyone's like, oh my god, and people are like shocked, and there's like noise and people are cheering. Like, when was the last time you're like, oh, and I'm gonna play Cyclonic Rift, and everyone in the background's like, oh my god, he just dropped it, bro, boom. Like, never. That never happens. Like, it's objectively
I'm dead.
less fun and exciting. And you can argue with me, but like,
No, dude,
prove
you're
me
right.
wrong.
You're
Like,
so right.
I mean, you won't see that in Magic, but you will see that in Yu-Gi-Oh! The second someone plays a classic card in Modern, people will absolutely go nuts.
Well, Yu-Gi-Oh needs a
But
reality check.
I think the biggest difference between card games and Beyblade is that noise level. Like with card games, like you said, it doesn't get as wild, and that's kind of why card shops and all these other places like it. It keeps noise pollution down by quite a bit, so workers can focus on, doing their work instead of hearing, 50 people roar because someone managed to get a win with like a stock combo Beyblade.
workers can focus on doing their work. So, Chad, I would agree with you if they were doing anything other than pricing the new Yu-Gi-Oh set to put on the shelf, or telling one of their customers
That's
they're
not
only
what
going to give
Joe
them 30,
does.
or telling one of their customers only give them 30% trade-in on their Magic collection. Okay, I don't know if they need
That's not
complete
what Joe
silence
does.
for that. Like,
Yeah, like
No, but the other thing to think about too is while some of us do, enjoy the uproar and all the blood pumping excitement you get with Beyblades, it's not for everyone. I can sit down and have fun with a good card game, and a lot of card games are more about like relaxing and just hanging out with friends and having fun, drinking beer, doing wacky bullshit rather than ripping Beyblades and hoping one of them doesn't accidentally bounce off of someone's femur and send them to the hospital.
I mean, literally
I don't
everything.
know. I think everything you said though, Chad, hanging out. I know we can't drink beer at Kraken Hits. We've talked a lot of times about, going to a bar or a weed shop or something and doing a 21 plus event.
Mhm.
I think you
Yeah.
can play Beyblades and kick it with the homies and pound back a few drinks or smoke a blunt. I think and have fun and relax. I think Beyblade is all of those things, just different. It's like some people like watching chess, which is a very quiet game, versus I like watching football. And I
Mhm.
do
Yeah.
think, listen, I do think they cater to different crowds, and that's okay. I'm
Nothing
not
wrong
saying
with
there's
that.
not crossover. There is. I mean, we've all played card games. In fact, a lot of us have played a lot of card games.
Mhm.
Me and Cake
Um,
still play card games.
I don't play
but I
card
would, well,
games.
not Cake anymore.
Oh,
He
Yeah, you
retired.
do, Cake.
what card game
When?
Um,
was? Huh? What
I
card?
thought you still played card games.
No, I retired from all my card games to play this game, and that was the best decision I ever made. So now all my monies, all my adult monies that I make, go into this game. I'm not buying fancy
yeah.
cardboard
Mm.
or play mats or sleeves. Oh my god, let's not talk about sleeves and TCGs.
Oh my, yeah. I don't want to talk about that either.
No, like
It's not that bad.
yeah, it is. Like when the quality keeps
Not
going
if you're
down and
smart
down.
about it.
Eh,
Well, that's why I stick to one company whose card sleeves have always been the best. But I will say, Beyblades have definitely given me a unique experience. In fact, shout out to Rico Bays. Um, it just hung out at my house yesterday, ripping Beyblades and me helping him build up his brand new Blue Eyes Yu-Gi-Oh deck that he feels the fear in other people when he's using that deck now because he loves just how easy it
so
is to just destroy someone.
so hold
So
on,
yeah, there is the overlap.
which is fine. But how did you make that connection? Because of this game.
Exactly.
And how did this podcast become a thing? Because of Beyblades. Because of our
Because we
Listen,
started a wrestling channel on TikTok.
oh my God.
I mean,
I'm in a different, you guys are wild. Cake, I'm in a different situation than you, right? I retired from card games a number of years ago, and I still, buy, sell, and trade a little bit, and all
mhm,
my friends still play, but I haven't played card games actively. Maybe I play a couple of games a year, one of my buddies kind of begs me to.
mhm,
But I haven't really played card games for probably 5+ years at this point. So it wasn't like I retired from like Digimon like you did to play this, right? Um, but I did stop playing card games a while ago, and when this came up, it seemed a lot more exciting and interesting and intriguing. And I don't. A lot of people are like, "Well, you don't really play violence. You play in the events." You're right. I don't play in the events. I don't believe that I should. I don't. I could play in my own events, right? But what I definitely don't want to do is I don't want to win prizing in my own events. That looks a certain way. I want to be able to focus
Which
on the
is
events being good for all the attendees, which is harder the more involved in participating in the event I am. But like on free play nights, I will sit there and I'll rip with Papa D and we'll rip for 2-3 hours straight. You know what I'm
mhm.
saying? There's no breaks, there's no screwing around. It's just like I love this game. um I almost wish I got more opportunities to play and potentially play in events, but um I just don't right now. It's not the way it works. But I play this game all the time.
Yeah.
You know?
Like overall, this is such a great game. But let me fix up your statement a little bit there, Vile. I actually left Digimon and then played Lorcana for a little bit, and then left that about
Oh God,
Little,
I could have gone my whole life without knowing that about you, Cake.
hey, Lorcana's actually a lot of fun. I enjoyed Lorcana.
It's all right. It's all right.
Nah, I personally enjoyed it. But yeah, I
Yeah,
left that.
all right, all right. I'm saying it's all right means it's better than other games. That's what I'm saying.
Well, I'm comparing it to Beyblades though, and
Oh well, it's not better than that.
no,
So it's
oh,
all right in comparison to Beyblades.
but yeah, for TCGs,
Wow.
I thought it was so much fun. I really enjoyed it. But yeah, going from Lorcana, dropping that because I just wasn't having fun with TCGs. I was playing TCGs for years, and I wasn't having as much fun as I am right now, ripping Beyblades with the boys and just hanging out every weekend. And this game is just so exciting compared to dropping a cardboard, be like, hey, I tap these to do this, or let me synchro these to make a big ass synchro monster and attack your light points directly, kind of thing. That's not exciting. That's and Chad, I understand like it's relaxing, which is fine. But for me, I want to have just to have fun, which at the end of the day could be kind of relaxing, just to kind of get your mind away from reality for a bit, get your mind away from work for a bit, because some of us actually have a really mentally draining job, like myself, and I need something to kind of uh, clear my mind out of like a
Brother,
hard,
don't I
hard,
understand that feeling?
yeah, like just
But
having some kind of
I
hobby.
think at the end of the day, all I'm saying is I'm not saying Beyblade isn't relaxing
No,
for people.
and I'm
I'm
not
just
saying that
saying
you are
different people relax different ways.
right, and that's totally fine. But for me,
I would say Beyblade. I would use the word therapeutic. I feel
Ooh,
like you can say like
that's
Magic or
fair. I think
Yu-Gi-Oh's
that's the better way
relaxing.
of putting it.
Beyblade for me is like therapeutic. Like when what I actually want to do is let my fist rip into someone's face because they've been pissing me off that day. If I go rip some Beyblades instead, when I'm done with that, I'm not even thinking about that shit anymore. You know,
hmm
like
Sounds like someone needs to find their way onto a pew pew range.
oh, there he goes.
Oh,
Oh,
there he
I
goes to
got
go to the pew pew range. I guess. Oh, never mind. He's back.
yeah. You said pew pew range, and then the NSA decided to take a look at me real quick. Um, no, I don't have firearms and stuff. Shooting for me isn't therapeutic. For me, a firearm is for self defense. I don't enjoy going to the range and letting off a bunch of rounds. You do that once in a while to make sure that you can still hit a target good. But for me, some people really like it. Some people go do it every weekend. They go to the range, and that's great for them. It's just not for me.
yeah, and
That's
just
fair. I know for me and AJ, we both like going to the range
oh,
to plink with 22 because that's a gun that allows you to just make sure you're good at target practice without, having to worry about like big recoil or, you
That's
know,
why I always qual with a 22. I tell anyone, especially if it's their first time qualing for their permit, use a 22. Then afterwards, get whatever the hell you feel like, But if you qual with a 22, you won't fail.
exactly.
yeah, everyone has their own hobbies. If it's Beyblades, if it's Beyblade with TCG, if it's Beyblade and shooting guns or whatever it is, but having a hobby is
What
so
what
great.
about what about what about Beyblade and rage baiting people on the Discord?
I mean, people do that
Oh,
too. If that's
not
your
a
hobby,
hobby. That's a problem.
I think we all know who I'm talking about. I'm not going to name names, but I think we all have a pretty good idea.
that's
Moving right along.
yeah. And on that note, oh man. So actually, before I forget, I kind of want to bring up our little giveaway we have going on right now, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh.
Yeah. So, if you guys are not aware, we are having a contest, or yeah, we're having a giveaway right now for a free Spinzone stadium stand brought to you by Wayward. It is free for anyone in the U.S. or U.S. territory. All you guys got to do, go listen to episode 23 for all of the information. You have this week, and then next week we will be probably actually, we should be doing our giveaway. Is that next week? Damn, that's next week already. Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, next week is when we are giving it away. So make sure listen to episode 23 for all the information, and because that's where you need to do your qualifications to be entered into said giveaway. These stands
Now,
are
what do you now, Cake? What are you gonna do? Are you gonna put all the qualified names onto like the wheel, like I do at my events, and then spin it live on the stream?
Mhm.
There you. I love it. I love it.
Yeah. Yep. So make sure episode 23, go ahead, check those out. We have a lot of people registered for entry, and it is only for Spotify for right now. Maybe eventually we will kind of branch out, but as of right now, this is a Spotify only giveaway. And if you're listening to YouTube or anything else like that, links are in the description, so definitely check those out. And who knows, if we keep growing like what we have been, I think we're like 10 away uh from like 150 followers or something like that. Like you guys are killing it with the follows, and us here at the Spin Zone, we guys really love and appreciate each and every single one of you guys showing all the love and the support, all the sharing, all the comments, and everything that you guys are doing. All that is being seen. So thank you guys so very much. So keep going with the love, and we will. Who knows? Maybe we'll have an additional giveaway instead of the Spin Zone stand for next week. So keep your eyes
Well,
for next week.
Not instead of, in addition to.
Oh yeah, that's what I meant. Yeah, in addition to.
I think you're gonna confuse all the listeners, Cake.
No,
There's
no.
bueno.
Oh yeah. Yep. So Spin Zone stand, and then who knows? Maybe something in addition to like a second place or something like that. So make sure episode 23 right after this episode. Go check it out. It's a really good episode.
So, Cake, what else do we have to talk about before we wrap it up for the day?
Honestly, I think we are about to wrap it up. We could talk about some
Well,
tournaments and everything.
you're about to go see your girl, so I'm sure you're going to be wrapping it up. But
Anyway, so oh, yeah. So we got
that almost came back on video, so we could see him laughing. I bet.
that's fair. So
No, that was me just trying to set a bunch of stuff down on my on my table over here.
Yeah. So we actually got quite a bit of actually only a few for March. So Violet, if you want to talk about tournaments that are coming up within these last couple
Yeah,
weeks.
let's do it, brother. Well, anyways, guys, so coming up here on the on this Saturday, the 28th at Kraken Hits, we have the Kraken Hits Season 1 Championship. That is a qualification only event. It's a 16-player event. If you are qualified, you already know Sam has reached out to you. So only 16 players will be playing in that event. With that being said, and this is very important, because it is such a small event and we do have the space for, pretty much all of Saturday night, there will also be an open free play going on in the big room at Kraken during that time. So anyone who would like to come out and just kind of check out an event they don't have to participate in, maybe they've never been out before, they want to see what it looks like. Maybe they just want to let some bays rip because it's Saturday and they're bored. Come on out and do some free play if you're not qualified for the event. That's totally well and good. And so that'll be cool.
Mm-hmm.
And then on the 7th, we have a 3-player team event. That's at Kraken Hits. $10 entry fee for that, and per person. And you can coordinate on the Discord to find a team of 3. If you do not have a team of 3, by the time the event starts, we will pair you with other players who are in a similar predicament. No big deal. Easy peasy. As always, all events at Kraken Hits are 4 p.m. doors, 5 p.m. start time. So that's going to be a very exciting event, I think.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yes. So if you come and you don't have a team, there's nothing wrong with that, because just remember, we had 3 random kids did not have a team at one of the previous events, and they got like 3rd place. So you guys can do
they did very well.
You guys can do very well in just a random team. So don't be disgruntled if you guys do not have a team. Still come out. These team events are so much fun, especially if you don't know anybody. This is a great event if you don't know anybody, if you're new to the area or anything else like that, because you're gonna be
I
with
feel like
two.
they're the most social events. Like I
Mhm.
feel like people have the most fun and they get to meet the most people. It's it's still like people want to win, but it's a little more laid back and fun. I think it's the perfect event for your first time out, and you'll get to meet people. It'll be a great time.
Yeah,
Um,
definitely get to meet
and then I'm
so many people. So definitely, this is one event to truly go to.
and then I'm hoping to have a ranked event on the 21st. We're still kind of up in the air about whether the venue is going to be accessible that day, and if it's not, we may not be doing anything, or I may try to find a different venue on short notice. We're going to kind of see, but
Ooh.
kind of pencil in the 21st. I'll let people know more once I know for sure, but we're hoping that we're going to be able to get that one to go off.
Mhm.
And as far as I know, Acuna has not made any announcements about March.
And yeah, and I don't think Sam has done any either. And then we also have a April 4th event file.
April 4th.
Yeah,
Oh, you mean the reverse event?
yes, sir. This
Okay,
event's
so you know more about that, Cake, so I'm gonna let you talk about that.
all right. So our very own Ginger Beard Man is actually hosting his first tournament, and it is a reverse tournament. So that means you make a deck for your opponent. You give said deck to your opponent to use during that match, and then they will give you a deck for you to use during that match. And you're still trying to win, try to get all those points and everything. So you're trying to be the best out of the worst deck possible. So same points occurred and everything is still normal. I believe doors are opening at I believe 3, but he might be changing that as well to 5 o'clock.
The
I
last
could
is he the last I had heard was we were starting at 3,
okay.
which would imply 2 p.m. doors, but I don't know for sure. That's
Mm-hmm.
I will have to confirm that with him. I was actually going to post that up on the WBO tonight, so I will have more information on that shortly, but I don't have it right now.
Right. But we also have our really big Minnesota event on June 6th.
Our regional, or the Great Plains presents the North Star Beyblade 2026 regional. I'm very
Yes.
excited.
Yeah, this is going to be a really big event. I don't know, Vile, if you want to kind of dig more into it since this is more for you.
Well, it's not more for me; it's for everybody. But yes, I am on the planning
It's
committee for it.
more you.
Yeah. So, for anyone who's unaware of kind of how this happened, Acuna was telling me about how he really wanted to have done a Great Plains regional style event for 2025, and how due to various circumstances that never exactly came to fruition. Right. Well, I'm like, well, why can't we do this in 2026? Like, there's really nothing stopping us. And so we sat down and talked a little bit about it, and then we talked to Wayward, and then we brought him and Egg on board, and now we've got a couple other people involved in certain capacities or whatever to handle certain things. But um, yeah, it's supposed to be super lit. The entry fee is going to be a little higher than normal. We actually have 2 events running for this. We're starting off the day at 11 a.m. with 11 a.m. doors, probably 12 p.m. start for the tournament, a limited format event. And then the big event later on in the day is the ranked, which we may or may not run as a masters event, depending on if those rules are out and if the community seems to be interested in that. But it's going to be super fun and super exciting. It's going to be $25 if you just want to do the ranked. It's going to be $10 if you just want to do the limited, or $30 if you want to do both. Those are pre-registration prices. Probably a short time before the event, we're going to shut down pre-registration, and then you can still pay at the door, but that's going to be, I believe, $40 for both if you pay at the door. So you want to get pre-registered, you want to get that sorted out sooner rather than later. If you're wondering how do I pre-register, you are going to go ahead and find Egg plain egg salad on Discord, or you're going to find him in person at an event, and you are going to pay the money to him, either via Venmo, Cash App, PayPal, friends and family, or cash at an in-person event. And he will get you logged into our lovely Excel spreadsheet, and then you are all set to go.
Very, very
Woo!
cool. Yeah, so we got some really good events coming here over in the Minnesota. So June 6th, if you are in a surrounding location, definitely one event you do not want to miss because all day bays, so much fun. We did that about a month or so ago. It was just a blast. So definitely several good events that are coming up.
That can be your YouTube channel, Cake. All day bays.
Secondary channel, yeah, pause. Just
There you go.
just a vlog of Beyblades and Beyblade content and other. Anyway, besides that, I think we are all good to go, gentlemen.
Absolutely.
Chad, you
Yeah.
good?
Oh, I'm great.
Your Gucci gang, buddy.
I got pizza.
Gucci gang, Gucci gang, Gucci gang. Just spent his rent on a new chain. Hit Bill doing cocaine. Gucci gang, Gucci gang, Gucci gang. That's Chad right
See,
now.
this is why you don't get to have a Rochi cluster.
Oh,
I am gonna
Oh.
Orochi cluster you. That's what's gonna happen.
Whoa.
whoa, whoa.
And on that note, I'm glad everyone came to watch this podcast.
Anyway, all right, guys. Thank you so very much for listening to this episode of the Spin Zone podcast. Remember, check out episode 23 for a free Spin Zone stadium stand brought to you by Wayward. Yeah, definitely check that one out. In addition, we might have another giveaway as well. So one episode to truly look at. Much love for all you guys for using the code SPINZONE at baysandbricks.com. Keep go ahead and buying all those bays using the code SPINZONE. It does come back and support the channel as well. So keep going up with that as well. So guys, up until next time, so long, stay safe out there. Have a great and awesome rest of your day. Take care. Much love, guys.
Bye-bye.